Welcome back to Zombies Custom Block Tutorials. Today we are going to be doing animation blocks, and I'm also going to add in custom glass. So we are going to make a animation custom glass block. Now we are going to be doing this non-geo because, well, any animations that you do has to be a non-geo block. There is a way you can technically do a geo animation, but you got to edit the player JSON, and it's actually pretty neat. Outlandishly Crafty is the one that figured that out. You can actually go look up on his video. His videos are awesome. But anyways, let's get started. We need to make some textures. Now we'll be using. I'm actually going to use Blockbench just to kind of get nice started with a base texture. But you can use Photoshop or you can use your Paint.net. But I like using this program. Everyone recognizes it. So I'm just going to click on our template block and our recent. And then as I kind of already went through and tested stuff, but so we're going to get rid of all these. This is what you're going to be doing because we're going to make a rainbow glass block. It is dope. So what you got to do is click on your texture, go into paint, and then we need to set a few things up. First, get our eraser up. We want to boost this up to 16. What that means is now we can just click like one or two clicks and the whole entire texture is deleted because this is already a 16 by 16. If it's not a 16 by 16, just right click on it and then go to where is it? Resize texture. And then you're going to do 16 by 16, then hit confirm. So now that we got our 16 by 16 texture, we'll start up at red, go to our paint, and then here, the more transparent you want it, make the less of the number. Now, I mean, once you get to 10 or 15, it's going to be really transparent. So we're going to do about 100, which is almost a little bit less than halfway. So once you do that, well, I'm on a white block. We need white anyways, because we need every color. So then you're going to save as. Now, instead of saving into your actual texture file, go to your desktop, hit right click, hit new, hit folder, and then you're going to right click on that folder or just rename it to like junk texture folder. Because you want to save all these textures in a junk texture. Reason is because you don't want all these in your packs. We're not actually going to be using these textures specifically. We're going to be making a flipbook out of them. So then you're going to save it in here. Just save it as white, rainbow, however you want it, just as long as you can remember it. And then we're going to duplicate this. And then we're going to, well, since I did white, now I'm going to go up to red. You are going to be just going down your scale into all of the different colors. So do not do this. Then now that is a white red. We don't want that, so delete that. So you got to make sure you delete the texture every time. Then hit your bucket. Then right there, now you got a nice transparent red. So then you're going to save this, duplicate. Then we're going to go down to get a nice dark orange. Then get your eraser out. Boom. Do your paint bucket. Boom. Then save as, save that one. And then you're just literally going to keep on going down to every single color. So make sure you get your greens, your blues, your dark blues, your pinks, blacks. This is if you're doing a solid block animation, which I recommend to start out with. Then I think my final animation video will be the next one, and we're going to be doing probably tomorrow. That's when we'll be doing complex animations where instead of it being a solid block, it would be like a dancing figure or something. But, so once you get all those, we're going to hit X. So now we got all of those in our junk folder. And they're roughly about 100. So then now we are going to load up our paint. So now this is one we got to do a little bit of math. Sorry, my microphone likes to shut off if I don't have noise going in the background. But so the math we got to do is how many frames we have. I have 10 textures I did total. So 10 times 16 is 160. Now if you got like an oddball number, just take out your trusty calculator and then do the math here. And then so once you know your math, what you're going to do, go to File, New, then in width. Since we are doing a basic 16 by 16 block here, it's going to be 16 by 160. Now you can do like 124 if you're doing a high resolution, but you do have to be careful because say you did an animation block of 128 and you got 200 frames. Awesome, it works. It looks beautiful. It is dope. Um, One thing I learned from Outlandishly Crafty, and I will link up his video about texture atlases in the Discord. Well, not Discord, in the YouTube description. But he kind of figured out the atlas chart. So if we made a ton of 128 blocks, we would roughly be able to do 1638.4 of textures. How many textures? So 16,000 textures. And that is frames. So if you got like a bunch of 200 animation blocks, this would actually fill up a lot faster than you think. Um, so you do have to take these numbers into effect because once or say you're doing a bunch of 512 textures, you're limited down to 1,000 custom blocks. Once you go over this number, Minecraft as a whole is actually going to start downsizing your texture so it fits it on its atlas. Imagine an atlas like a giant square, and every texture you do, it actually puts on the square. That's what we're doing here in our resource pack on our Terran. This is mapping out where it's at on the square. And then this is referencing, okay, look at what atlas. If there was a texture here. But that's kind of what that does. Alright, so back, where were we? Zombie got sidetracked at a rant. Okay, we were making a texture here. So 16 by 160. There we go. Now, once we got this done, now we have our flipbook. I would zoom in. How I zoom in is just control, then I hit the plus at the very top of the keyboard, kind of close to the 0. Or I'm sure there's a zoom in button. I hardly ever use this program. I'm more of a Photoshop person, but not everyone wants to pay for Photoshop, and that's completely understandable. So they make these free programs, which are dope too, because that gives you the capabilities. So then you're going to load up every single block one at a time so you don't kind of lose track. So you're going to do I would do it in order. So we have black. So I did Control A, that's select all, or you can go in here and edit. There should be a select all. Typically it's in here. Select all, yep. And then you're going to do Control C, or you can do edit copy. Then up in here, you'll notice right here is your frame. So you're going to go back to your flipbook frame, Control V, or edit Control, and then you're going to stick it at the very top. Then we got to load up the next one. So file open, because my program is set up for flipbook, so I got to do it manually. Well, it's set up for Photoshop, I mean. And I don't want it to open up in Photoshop. I want it to open up in the program that I'm showing all of you guys. So when you do this, you got to make sure it's at the edge. You do not want to make sure it's overlapping another color, because then you're going to have overlaps on your frames, and no one wants that. So yeah, literally just do this. There you go. And you could even put a custom design inside of here too. I mean, it doesn't have to be just a base color. It can be anything you want. So, and then boom. Oh, we just did that one. See, it's really easy to lose track. So yeah, you're going to build up your flipbook. Once you get this completely done, Then you're going to hit File, Save As, and then now this is when you want to go into your Mojang. Now, if you don't see this here, that means you did not link it up. If you remember, I showed you, or if you didn't watch that video, that's okay too. I'll show you again. The easiest way is to go into your bridge, open up your pack, go up to here, open and explore. Boom, it opens up your pack. So then all we gotta do is hit this back button, and then now it opens up this like the Minecraft main folder here. Hit back, right here's your Mojang. Just right click on that, pin the quick access. Boom, you're done. That is awesome. So then now you can see it on your quick menu. You just click on that, click on your resources, find the add-on you're working on. This one's zombie class. Then you're going to go into textures, blocks, and then you're going to save it right here. Now you can also be fancy and you can add like a new folder and be like, you know, glass, whatever. But you got to make sure you code the exact route in your textures, like your Terran textures. This has to be the same exact route. So this can be textures, block, glass, template, but it has to be in that folder path. Alrighty then. So now, we got our flipbook made. We're going to close out of this. Now we are ready for the bridge. So open up your bridge, go to your behavior. We need to make our block now. So we're going to use our template block with everything. And then we are going to name this Rainbow Glass. And then we got to rename our identifier to Rainbow Glass. Boom. Now, this is not a geo because we're not doing geos yet. And geos, we can't do animations. Like I was saying earlier, that the only way you can do animations with a geo is by a player JSON file, and that's a really complex stuff that outlandishly crafty figured out. So then we're going to delete our geometry. Then we're going to, now we need our material instance. This is the only time you actually need a material instance when you are doing a non-geo block, is because, well, we don't need that texture. We just need the render method. So I deleted the render method, clicked on the star, then we're going to click render method again. Now, double-sided, I believe you might be able to do something with that with non-geos, but I've never actually made a double-sided render, and that's one thing I do need to explore on blocks, because I don't actually fully understand that yet. So that could be a video in the future. For glass blocks, now you could either choose alpha or blend, but alpha is if you have like a solid color. What it's going to do is it's going to take all those solid colors, and then it's going to make everything else that isn't a solid color transparent. And then with blend, it's going to make those transparent colors pop up, or anything transparent. So if you got like a frame around your glass that's kind of like a transparent, then you're going to want blend. So we are using transparent colors, so we want blend. Hopefully that made sense. So just remember, alpha is if you're using solid colors and then like a transparent outline, or using any, you want just the solid colors to appear, is what I'm saying. And then blend is when you are using transparent colors and you want those to appear. So then once you got that, light dampering, I believe we want it to be 15. No, we want this to be 0. And then light emission, depending on if you want light or not. I'm going to make mine 0. And explosion, I mean, it's a glass block, so I'll make it 5. Now, I mean, you can make tampered glass. You can have it 6,000. Don't let anyone tell you that glass has to be explosive. This is your block. That means you are the coder. You choose what its defenses are. You can make glass burn. That's the beauty of Minecraft add-ons. You can use your imagination. So, once you got all that coded, then you're going to save this part. Then we are going to go into resource packs. Now we are going to go into, now you do not have this yet. We are going to go into this next. So let's close out of this. We need to go into blocks. We need to add our block in here. Actually, first let's do our Terran textures. We'll start from the basics. So in here, you have to code, your identifier, rainbow glass. If you are doing the same exact block I am with the 10 frames, then textures your path right here. So ours is in textures, blocks, rainbow. So this is nothing new here. You're literally doing the same thing you have done with the other blocks. And then you are going to do the same exact thing in the blocks JSON. So we need to add that here. So zombie, right there it is. Then sound, we'll make it sound like glass. You don't even have to make it sound like glass. It's your block. You can make it sound wild. There is no wrong way of doing this. Well, I mean, there is, but you'll get error codes and you get to fix them. So in here, then we're going to force our value like normal, so that way it puts it into a string. Then we're going to save our blocks. Make sure our Terran texture is saved. Now we got to add a file. This is when we're going to take a look at this flipbook. So, for everyone in my Discord, you guys can go into JSON templates. It is right here. You can download this file. And I even have it already set up for you. That all we got to do is change this stuff, which I will get into that here shortly. For everyone that just watches on YouTube, what we got to do is I'll put this into the YouTube description. So we will click, let's see, right here. Then we will go into zombie class, and then, well, whatever you named your add-on. Then go into textures. So you guys won't have this, so pretend this doesn't exist. Boom, that easy. So what you're going to do is you're going to copy this, Control C, or however way you wish to copy. Then Control V, that's just the way I do it, or you can go edit paste or right click paste. Now we need to rename this. Now this name has to be to the T flipbook underscore textures. If it has misspelled in any way, Minecraft will not recognize it. So boom, there you go. So now you're gonna open it up in Visual Studio. Once all this is opened up, you'll go to the YouTube description, and then in it you will have this. And I will make sure this is here. What you're going to do is go over here, Control C, make sure you copy that, go back in your Visual Studio, highlight everything, Control V, and then you're just going to hit Control S and save that file. So this is going to be your flipbook template. Now, we can do it in Bridge. But with this file, I honestly never actually really. Let's try it in Bridge. I've never actually done it in Bridge. You know what? Let's actually get your guys' like feet wet with Visual Studio though. It is time. But this is what it looks like in Bridge. Pretty cool. And we're gonna be editing this. Alice tile variant. Well, we got a bunch of options in here. Blend frame, replicate, but yeah. You can always experiment with those too. So anyways, let's do it my way. So we are going to go into our Open Explorer. Or no, actually we can do it this way. Just right click in here, Reveal in File Explorer. And then you're going to come up with this. Double click it or right click it, open with Visual Studio. Now this is really simple. Do not get worried, okay? So all we got to do is we got to, so textures, blocks, now we got to this right here. We just have to make sure that that is the same exact spelling as our textures, blocks of our rainbow. So this right here has to match that right there. because this is literally going through our add-on files. So it's opening up textures, open up blocks, and then pull in the rainbow glass. This atlas tile has to match. If we go into our bridge, and then if we go into our Terran textures, how we named this right here, this is our atlas. This is our atlas path. So from here, Control V, this has to match that. And then when you're doing this, these have to be inside the quotation marks. That is what's called a string. So yeah, make sure quotation marks, and then it will tell you if you have an error. Like if we go like this, see how it's red? That's an error. So once you get that, now ours has a basically 10 frame, and we want it to go in order. Now these you can mix and match. Say if you wanted to go 1, 2, frame 2, frame 2, frame 2, frame 2, then 6, 6, 6. Well, then 5. I didn't even really mean whatever. You can do that. You can actually control what frame will play what and where. But since we only need 10 frames, you just need to go like this. So now we just need 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Look at that, I can count. Now, ticks per frame. This is how fast it's going to go. The lower the number, the faster it's going to change frames. And then this just means it's going to blend frames. So, and on the template, I left this open right here because say if you were going to do another animation block, all you got to do is control, copy this, and then hit V. And then you name your new block just like that. It is that simple. So if you just have this screen, all you got to do is just Control C, then you make sure there's a comma right here. So this would be the format of 2 blocks. Be exactly like this, and then a comma. And then at your very last one, there is no comma. This is your introduction to actually hard coding. Really simple. If you have any questions too, feel free to ask me. Anyways, this video's gone a little bit long enough. We're going to save that. Close out of there. Now what's cool, if you refresh your pack, then you'll notice your flipbook has appeared. You click on it. If that appears, just hit your disk. Unless you're trying to recover your file from Bridge, then you would hit Bridge. Look, right there's all the work we did in Visual Studio. Now you can change it here in Bridge. What this means is frame 1, it's going to play frame 1. Frame 7, it's going to play frame 7. And then you can also add, you should be able to, probably, there you go, that's how you add. You have to deselect everything, and then you can click add 1, and this is how you add a block with Bridge. And then you just go through the steps, flipbook texture, just match it up with this one. So we're going to save that. That was a lot of information I went over. Let's go check out our block, shall we? So I'm going to load up Minecraft here. Let's see if we did it right. Minecraft is loaded. So let's take a look. Rainbow. Right here's our rainbow block. It is animated. We can see the animation playing in our hotbar. Look at that. Here, I'll just place them down again. Boom. Isn't that dope? You could even put a frame around here too. Like if you wanted to go like a darker outline or even put like a nice gray or whatever, make a glass frame, you can do that. So that is the basics of animations and glass blocks. Like this block, all it is if you look at it, what Minecraft did was they put a transparent darker white going around, and then they put a more transparent in the center. Even their clear blocks like that. Glass. It's just their glass is there is no color. Then they got a frame, and then they blended these nice colors in. Pretty dope. Let me know if you guys have any questions. And like and share the video, please. I always love the support. And give me a thumbs up if you don't mind. Alright, you guys have a wonderful night. Zombie out.